Joining me live is the chairman of the Hindu Council, Dr. Kamal Gupta. Thank you very much, Dr. Ari, for joining me this morning. Hope you are well, staying safe, and maintaining the stipulations by government.
Yeah, namaste, my Kenyan brothers and sisters. I don't know whether I'm audible and visible clearly. If I am, then I can.
All right, and even let's talk about this. You launched a distribution program for food at the Hindu Council offices in Parklands, and it was just a few weeks ago when you even given some commendations by the government. They applauded you for giving out to the less fortunate within the society. But now, giving us your opening remark as an overview, what is your thought in regards to how the country is currently when it comes to reaching out to the less fortunate?
Yes, once again, namaste, my Kenyan brothers and sisters. This is very, very important that I submit the structure of Hindu Council of Kenya. Hindu Council of Kenya is a national body, and while we are working as a religious body to serve our brothers and sisters, we are working every nook and corner of the country. And with this approach, we are working all over the country, wherever our reach and our capacity are allowing us to reach. Whether it is in Nairobi, whether it is in Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, Mount Kenya region, and our initiatives and efforts are primarily to address and support our vulnerable brothers and sisters. Those are actually really in need. And with this vision and thought, Hindu Council of Kenya is actually urging the Hindu community to support and come forward, because this is the time when we have to really help and support each other, and rather strengthening our brothers and sisters, those are really in need. So with this vision and thought, we consolidate our initiative and efforts as a Hindu community in Kenya, and we as a community which is spread all over the country in various strength and forms. We are combining our efforts and initiatives and supporting to the government call, which is at present very, very essential in the form of fight against COVID-19. And I'm very proud to say that entire community is fully geared and following the all guidelines and directions which were being given by the Ministry of Health. We are very closely associated with COVID Fund, and COVID Fund is doing great job. The way you just mentioned that they managed to get more than 2 billion shilling through our Kenyan brothers and sisters to support our people. Our own people, those are really in need in various forms. So our initiatives are to support that initiative and that drive which is directed by the government.
How fruitful has your collaboration been with the government or the different levels of governments when it comes to working on the ground in distributing all this?
Very good question, because that when this fund was being formed, COVID Fund, Mr. Narendra Raval, our own, who is very, very, very committed and dedicated to fight against COVID. And Hindu Council of Kenya took this initiative to support our people. And we heard that something which is wrongly happened in the country at one part of the place, where we got this as a lesson for everyone who is not working in a structured mode. So that is the time when everyone geared in that direction. And we as an Hindu Council were very much since beginning aligned with Ministry of Health and Ministry of Interior to support, because we are actually recognized body by the government on behalf of Hindu community. So we regularly in touch and regularly communicating. Most of the time we route our donations and our means activities through government, through fund, like we recently did through our temples in Langata and Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj to give food packets and various other items, including face mask, soaps and other things, to reach to the people those are really in need. Because it's always be more dependable to work through the structure which is quite intact and quite structured in such a way so that reach to that particular support would actually be together with the people those are really in need, and it is not going to complicate as far as means the life of the people, because there is something which happened in past, and this pandemic is a pandemic which is actually very badly hit to even the donation process also. So it is always better to communicate and to get in alignment, and that
Yes,
is
yes.
how we normally do.
Yeah.
But there are other activities also which I wish to highlight, because there are many homes in the country those really look forward to the support, because there are old age home, there are children's home, there are those unfortunate people, those are actually looking for someone who could come forward. So
All right, but Dr.
sometimes community really come forward and support our brothers and sisters, those are actually in this process. And in that case, it has always been very structured, so that it could reach to the right people at right time.
And Dr.
So this
Gupta,
is
when
how
it
it
comes
goes.
to,
Yeah.
sorry, when it comes to working, because you're working with also other support groups, other NGOs or other communities in reaching out to the less fortunate, how has it been? You know, because it is a work that requires everybody, that involves everybody, not just the Hindu Council, but also other religious leaders, other religious groups, other institutions, other governments. How has it been working together towards this goal?
This is very important, because as I mentioned in the beginning and even last time also, this is the time when we have to get together. This
Yes,
is the
yes.
time when our people really need us. So Hindu Council of Kenya is part of Interreligious Council of Kenya, which is a global structure also as a religious body, and then in Kenya defined by, so various churches and mosques are also getting together. So all Christian and Muslim religion people are also together with us. So we, as Hindu Council, we always try to engage and motivate the efforts and initiative by our Interreligious Council team. And very last Saturday, we invited Interreligious Council of Kenya chairman and SUPCAM chairman to come together and really look at the possibility how the Hindu community is doing, and then probably they could also try to engage religion bodies and various churches and mosques to really get into this kind of drives, where we could facilitate with the guideline of the government to assist our people.
And
So
how
this is something which is, as an interreligious council or SUPCAM and other religious bodies are also getting together with the Hindu Council of Kenya. And these are the initiatives which are actually making everyone together.
and how fruitful was that meeting that you had last week with the chairman?
Very fruitful. I can tell you that they not only witness what Hindu community is doing, but at the same time we really discuss various possibilities, how the reach and how the need would be evaluated. And that is what is the need of the time, because we cannot leave anyone if we can do something. So
Now,
that is the initiative we try to urge from everyone. Interreligious Council of Kenya urge and Hindu Council together to the general community also to please donate, please support to this fund and initiative. And again, COVID fund is a very strong initiative by the government to support people whatever in best way possible.
And even as you talk about you doing all this charity work, most people will talk about you coming up in organizations. People should come up to help the society. But I would like to digress a bit. Of course, we'll come back, but I'd like to digress from the people to you. What is the motivation behind you coming towards making this kind of moves? What is the drive behind this charity? What drives you?
Okay, as far as team of volunteers, what we are talking about is doing this activity is that what is called, there is a phrase in our religion, we say Nar Seva, Narayan Seva. It means the serving to the people is serving to the God. So with this motivation and with this thought, whatever we are doing with best of our capability, and our initiative and efforts are always to help people. At the same time, I'm very proud to tell you that when we are talking about any activity, we receive any funding, any donation, we ensure, and this is the trust which we over a period of time manage to extend to everyone who is donating to us and donating through us, is that not even single penny is going for administration work. So all our volunteers are being paid by their own pocket, and they continue doing whatever the best service they could do. I am very proud to tell you that in the recent past, there were some very big hiccup as far as blood availability is concerned. So Hindu Council of Kenya volunteers very strongly come forward and donated blood. Despite of all those worries and stress, they came forward and they donated a very good quantity of blood to the hospitals and supported the present situation where there is a serious need to our brothers and sisters for the amount of blood. So when I'm urging to the people, I always ensure that every efforts and initiative are going to be in the interest of people, and not even a single penny is going to be wasted or really going to any wrong way.
All right.
So this is what is giving them motivation to join us and support our initiative, fight against COVID.
Interesting there. You said you're giving face masks, and based on how your target was, your package included 100,000 free face masks and other basic needs to the vulnerable in the society, especially the ones living in slums. And you say that you want to ensure families stay at home to control the spread of this novel coronavirus. But how do you avoid missing anyone and ensuring the donations get to the right persons?
That's very important, because we are also accountable and answerable for each donation what we ourselves or our people are extending through us. So we are ensuring that the channel has to be correct and right. So that is where we always get associated with the government bodies, whether it is local government, whether it is COVID fund management team, or whether it is those homes who are vetted by Hindu Council for over a period of time. They have proven their credibility, and we have been to their places several times, whether it is old age home, whether it is maybe children's home, or even different type of homes. Those are actually to help people. So these are the efforts which are actually letting us to reach to the people one-to-one in most of the cases through a regularized channel, which is not going to be misused and which are not going to be maybe in any case lost any importance of this initiative and efforts. So we are using those channels and path, and definitely we are improving every other day, because we know that we have a limited bandwidth. We cannot have unlimited situation where we can, but whatever is possible. That is why we always urge to every donor that it is not a value, it is engagement, and it is positive participation. So whichever way people get engaged with us, whichever way we can extend our contribution or donation to our own brothers and sisters, those are really in need, is something which is most important. And that is where we are working together, hand in hand. And you rightly touch a point of interreligious. That is where we are working very aggressively. We recently started a community preparedness program with Ministry of Health and other stakeholders to organize several webinars and knowledge upgradation. Ministry of Health recently supported us with the training program also. So several activities, those are happening, and this is the time when we have to really took hand together and really work together to make all these initiatives in the best and most effective manner.
And you've been working on the ground, meeting people, talking to people. How challenging has it been for you, even when it comes to staying safe? Because you should also ensure your own personal safety and the safety of everyone that you work with when it comes to dealing with these donations. How do you maintain, social distancing, maintaining all the government stipulations put in regards to combating the COVID-19, even as you ensure that you give out to the society?
This is equally and very important as we are extending our help to the needy. This is equally important that those volunteers, those are on ground, they are going to remain in a good situation, but at the same time, they will remain safe also. So we have got protective equipments also, protective gears also for them. but at the same time we are ensuring all those guidelines. And that is one of the reason why I highlighted a point that Ministry of Health organize a training program for our volunteers and regularly enhancing the skill and reach to keep all those parameters to be taken well care. So that is how we are ensuring that we don't miss anything as far as activities are concerned, and we effectively do our activity so that we could make best out of it.
All right. Well, finally, because of the interest of time, what would be your message to the Kenyans, to those who have different, problems when it comes to lacking these basic commodities? Because we all know that at some point you may not be able to reach everyone, but you are trying to. What is your message to the vulnerable in the society?
Uh, First of all, this is important that we, as whosoever is capable, to extend the helping hand, because this is the need and this is the time when we have to really get together and extend the help. But at the same time, those my vulnerable brothers and sisters, my message and my request, my urge to them, that please work on sustainability. Hindu Council of Kenya organized several programs in recent past where they can start working for themselves, and so that in coming months they would start getting return out of it, whether it is some some agriculture activities or whether it is some activities where they will start getting the money for themselves, because this is the life which we need to lead. We all pray to the God Almighty that we come out with this pandemic as early as possible. But if that is something which is a situation which will last for some longer time, then we have to prepare ourselves. So this preparedness is most important at this moment, and for preparing ourselves, we need to work on sustainability. So I urge my brothers and sisters that please work on sustainability. It is good that there are people, those are willing to work, willing to
Yes.
help, willing to extend the support, even
Okay.
together with the government. Government is very supportive and very positive
Okay.
to help the people, but at the same time, kindly look for the possibility where you could sustain in coming days. And we are all together. I pray God that we come out with this pandemic or with this situation as early as possible, and God is going to listen to us very, very soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Gupta, for your time.
Thank you so very much for taking our message to everyone. Thank you so very much, KBC.
All right. Namaste.
Namaste.
That is Dr. Gupta Kamal.